The Astros lost, in case you couldn't understand that, 3-1 to the Mariners. They lose 3 of 4 to the Mariners over the weekend. The Mariners did look pretty good until, not going to lie. And they are a better baseball team than I think they have shown to this point this year. They're only a game over 500. But now the Mariners are 4 games back of the Astros after surpassing the Angels for third place in the AL West. Luckily, the Rangers lost 2 of 3 to the Nationals over the weekend, so Texas did not gain any ground. They've lost a couple of series in a row now. So you're still within striking distance. It's just frustrating when you had an opportunity this weekend because the Nationals actually beat the Rangers, and here you are playing a good Mariners team that has very good pitching and struggling against that. We did get some promising developments when it comes to injured Houston Astros. This is the report from the Houston Chronicle. 3 injured Astro players took steps in their recovery Sunday as Jose Altuve and Yordan Alvarez participated in right-hander Jose Urquidy's live batting practice session. I think it's very funny the way that they describe taking a live batting practice session but not actually swinging. Altuve and Alvarez tracked pitches against Jose Urquidy. It's a term I have never seen before. Again, I'm not the most baseball savant person at this station in this city. I just think it's a funny term. Yeah, I stood in the batter's box and I tracked the ball. What does that do?
It's so, like, you're used to, like, seeing Major League pitching. Because, like, if you don't swing a bat and you don't stand in there, like, the first time you step in there, you're seeing 95 again. You're like, oh, my God. And so you just...
That makes sense.
It's just to, like, literally
get used to it.
See the pitches.
That makes sense.
So even if you can't swing it, you're still looking at You're still working out your eyes.
Maybe it's a timing thing with your feet or something like that too.
That too.
So they did that. I think the really good news hearing there, though, is that Alvarez did take batting practice off of a pitching machine. I don't know how that relates or compares to Lance McCullers throwing off a mound versus throwing off of a flat ground versus not throwing at all. But it seems good that Yordan Alvarez is swinging a baseball bat at an object that is throwing baseballs at him.
Yes, I think it goes.
But we never know.
From tracking a pitch, not swinging, to actually swinging the ball at a machine, like with a pitching machine, and then once you get more healthy than that, then it's actually hitting the ball off of real human beings. I think that's the.
Okay, that makes sense.
That would make more sense. And then you go to AA. Corpus Christi.
Yeah, I think that sounds right. We could run a baseball team.
Yeah.
We could run a training staff. It's not a very high bar to clear with the Astros. No offense to those guys this year. Might not be all your fault, but I mean, God, someone hire somebody to take care of everybody's obliques. Everyone's obliques need to stop getting bleeped up. Alvarez, Altuve. Who was the latest guy? Somebody else had their obliques
Corey
messed up.
Lee.
Corey Lee. Yes. What the hell?
It's an organizational issue.
My God. Guys, there are thousands of attractive Pilates instructors in the city of Houston. I know like 6 of them. Do they know me? No. Are they sexually interested in me? No. Does that matter? No. But I'm just saying there are lots of options. And maybe, I don't know, maybe if I could set you guys up with them, maybe I'd have a chance to take one out on a date. What, Sean? We're looking for all of the perks here.
Yeah, no, I think
it's a finder's fee.
I think
coffee.
The Astros have a lot of options.
They do. They have a lot of options.
A lot of options are open to them. They should do like Pilates night at the ballpark or something, and then just
I'd go.
treat it like a job fair.
Better than Disney Princess Night, where I got to tell everybody about Elsa being just an absolute ginormous. Yes, that word. She should have been burned alive as a witch. She killed her sister. Whoops. Whoops, it's fine. You are a menace to society. You sang a song for all these children out there that's literally bleep it all, like let it go. No, you're saying like F everything. I'm just not going to do anything. I don't care anymore.
Wait, so she's not a official Disney princess. She's an honorary Disney princess.
She's a witch.
I think that's why.
She is any parent that's listening to me right now that's had to watch that awful movie thousands of times because they have a child that's obsessed with that little bee. Like, I relate, and she should have been burned alive. She should have been just put at a stake, just the fire underneath her. I'm Elsa. I'm burning. I killed my sister. It's not a big burn her to death.
I guess that's why. No, that's not why it's a good movie. I was gonna say, I guess that's why it's a
bad
good movie.
She gets away with it.
No, because it shows how thin the line of like being the villain in a different story. Like, do you think that I don't know what's one of the ones with an evil witch?
All of them.
The
Which one doesn't have an
Sleeping
evil
Beauty?
witch?
Is that the one with the?
Nope, Sleeping Beauty. There's
Snow White. That's the one I'm thinking.
Snow
of.
White. There's an evil witch in that one too.
Same thing.
Well, the evil witch in Snow White is like this ugly hag, where the evil witch in Sleeping Beauty's hot. She's the fairest one of all. I can say that because she's not a teen.
Either one of them. Do you think they saw Frozen and they're like, "What the?
Yes,
she did the same thing I'm doing."
They
I get
definitely
vilified
did
because I'm ugly.
They definitely did. They were a victim of their time, and yeah, it's ridiculous.
Elsa also 21 on the age check.
No comment. Hey, the
She's
Astros
6 years older than
the Houston
Jasmine.
Astros had Disney Princess night last night. They also had the first and second rounds of the baseball draft yesterday. Don't you wish you could have baseball draft takes? The baseball draft is just not the NFL draft, and it's not the NBA draft, because you're not going to see a lot of these guys for like 3 to 4 years. Maybe some of them you'll see pretty soon. But I think this is actually pretty cool. They drafted Bryce Matthews with the 28th pick. He played quarterback at Atascocita. How about that? That's pretty cool. First round pick is a guy who played quarterback at Atascocita. He was at Nebraska playing shortstop. That's really all I got.
Did he also play baseball at Atascocita?
He did play baseball. Okay. No, that would be pretty funny if they just drafted a Texas quarterback. Hey, listen, regular listener of the show, Ocho Texto, he would have said, like, yeah, you just draft Texas quarterbacks to play baseball. It'll be fine. It'll all work out.
I mean, honestly, like, he probably has played baseball before. Like, obviously, Bryce Matthews has actually played baseball. But if you are just, like, random, like, hey, this guy's from Texas, he's a high school quarterback, draft him. Chances are he played baseball somewhere along the line.
He is the first Astros first-round pick to attend a Houston area high school since 1972, when they drafted Steve Englishby from South Houston. Matthews was also in the Astros Youth Academy. Again, who knows what's going to lead to. It would be fun to be able to have the take of, like, is Jeremy Pena now on the hot seat? Did they do this to get Jeremy Pena to focus at the plate? Jeremy Pena, great playoffs, great World Series, probably having the greatest nights of his life, seeing as the entire city of Houston wants to marry him and or kidnap him and put him in a van. Is Jeremy Pena not focusing on baseball enough? Does Bryce Matthews provide the spark for Jeremy Pena to figure it out? Because this could be his replacement.
Did Jeremy Pena just get Josh Rosen? That's next on the Paul Glockser. It'd just be a nice 5 years.
I know, man. First round pick. But yeah, who knows? And the other guy that they got with the 61st pick, this is as much baseball draft talk as we will ever give you. Alonzo Treadwell from UCLA. Here's all that's cool about him.
Great name.
That's right, Sean. He's 6'8". That is huge.
I like him.
That's actually very cool to see in a pitcher. How tall was Randy Johnson? Was Randy Johnson 6'10"?
Yeah, 6'10", 6'11".
Randy Johnson height. 6'10". He was 6'10". Yeah. Okay, so this tall, but still, geez, that's like David Price size. That's pretty cool. So again, I don't know. That's all I got. He's tall. Wow.
So your grade A-.
A plus.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give an A+ for both. You know?
Oh yeah, local guy, pander pick.
Oh yeah.
And then giant dude named Alonzo. What's that? Treadwell.
Mm-hmm.
Great name.
I like it.
Yeah.
All-star break upon us. Astros 2 games back of the Texas Rangers. They lost 3 of 4 to the Mariners over the weekend, but the Rangers lost 2 of 3 to the Nationals. So, at the very least, the AL West remains largely the same, with the difference being that the Mariners, who have won their last 3 series, have just overtaken the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I think this was proposed this morning on the bench. We have a post about it up on our Sports Map page, Houston Sports Map. Since Mike Trout's out and the Angels are losing, should the Astros consider trading Hunter Brown, Yainer Diaz, and possibly Chas McCormick to bring Shohei Ohtani to Houston for a World Series run? Would LA accept that? I say no chance.
I feel like that's like the MLB guys that they'll take, and then they'll also want
Drew Gilbert.
Yeah, Drew Gilbert.
Even if it's just for a rental. This is like the greatest in terms of overall excitement baseball player in 100 years.
Because he's better he's a better pitcher than Hunter Brown by quite a bit. And he's a way better hitter than both McCormick and Diaz. Like, we love those guys. Those guys have been kind of underrated. Like, one of the, like, top, I don't know, they're probably both in the top 5 of, like, Houston hitters' production this year. But it's Shohei Ohtani. Like, Shohei Ohtani hit 15 home runs in the month of June. Like,
Yes.
like what are we talking about?
If you do this, specifically with Brown and Diaz, you are really perhaps...
You're laying them on the table.
You're risking a lot of future wins.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know what Hunter Brown's ever going to be. I like what we've seen from Hunter Brown thus far. Same thing with Yainer Diaz, like what I've seen thus far. But with Ohtani, if you're doing this, you're going all in for this year, and there's no way.
Yeah.
Based off what we heard from Dana Brown, he's not going to do it. I got to say, though, like, me being an idiot, I would do this in a heartbeat. I just want Shohei Ohtani.
That's me with all the Ohtani, like, hypothetical trades of, like, should the Astros do it? I'm like, I would, but I also, like, I get distracted by the shiny thing, so to speak, when it comes to, like, free agent and the trade deadline. I'm always like, yeah, just try to get the best guy. Like, I don't know, but I would end up running the Angels. Is like what would happen. My team would just turn into the Angels, where I'm paying Albert Pujols and Anthony Rendon to not play for me. Like,
It's kind of fun.
Hey, it's fun for a little bit. It's
Would've
a
been
great
good.
press conference.
Yeah.
It's a great press conference to be like, look at this. The guy's holding up the jersey. Boom. But then, like, you know, in 5 years when the Astros, all the guys are too old from this current run on the Astros, are going to Anaheim and playing Hunter Brown, who's just, like, throwing a shutout against you, that part would suck.
That's not good. No.
Yeah, you can't trade him in the division.
That's,
That's always my
The rule.
stupid favorite thing.
That one makes sense, though, for baseball, because you are playing these guys like 13 times a year. And it's not about whether or not it's all about looking bad. Like, there's the potential for
that's
you
why it's
looking
dumb.
bad. It's not like, oh, we're going to give them a competitive advantage. I could look like a real moron if I do this trade.